Hi all, if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira and my channel is all about trying new makeup, talking about new makeup, but also finding new and exciting ways to be inspired by the makeup you already own. If that sounds good to you, I hope you will consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed today's video, hitting the like button. Today guys, I have a haul for you, but it is a different type of haul. It is a haul of free stuff. It is a haul of all of the things that I bought with $128 in rewards from Ulta. Let's get into it. All right guys, so let's start off with the main thing I got. I got the Lorac Pro Palette Noir. I had mentioned when Ulta was having their 21 days of beauty sale that I was on the fence. I kind of wanted to get one of the Lorac palettes. I was thinking of getting I think it's the Fairy Forest. But then I was looking at the Noir palette and I was like, well, that's really pretty. But I was like, I don't know. I wasn't really in palette buying mode. I kept going back and forth. I had it in my cart when it went on sale. And then the day got away from me and it was the next day and it wasn't on sale anymore. They weren't on sale anymore. And I was like, well, that kind of makes the decision because I wasn't going to spend $39 on these palettes. So, oh well. And then I was looking at my rewards and I was like, I'm hitting that point because the rewards tier list for Ulta, really the best value, the best time to use your rewards is when you hit the $125 mark. After that, I think it's Beauty Deals BFF on Instagram, and I will try to remember to leave a link to their profile, but they do a really good breakdown of the reward system, the tier system for Ulta, and how much value you can get from your rewards depending on how many you have. And really the best time to cash out is at the $125 mark, like when you hit that. And I was at 120, I think I was like at 130, something like that. So I was like, okay, time to cash out. So I went back and forth. I'm one of those people who's when I have like rewards, I can hoard them and I'll be like, really like, when am I going to use it on? I don't want to use them at all, but I want to use them. And so I was like, I constantly was like editing my cart and figuring out what I wanted to buy. And then I was like, I really do want one of those Lorac palettes. And I was originally wanting the little $16 one, the Mystic Oak one, the one that Amanda Z raves about all the time. Because I was like, well, I don't know if I need a big one. I wanted a little one, but that one has been out of stock forever. Thanks, Amanda Z. So I was like, well, if I'm getting it for free, I may as well just get a big one. So I decided to get the Noir one, and I'll show you what it looks like inside. And I'm actually wearing it on my eyes today. I'm wearing a different shade for the inner corner because this green is not... This is not in this palette, but everything else in my eyes is this palette. So I'll show it to you here. This is what it looks like. Let me do this because I don't want to blind you guys. But this is what it looks like. Very basic, and this is exactly what I wanted. I am in basic mode right now, guys. I haven't actually even been wearing that much eyeshadow, to be quite honest. But if I were, I wanted something kind of basic. So I decided to get this one. And I've used it a handful of times now. I used it to create this look today, and my feelings about it are very much my feelings about Lorac in general, because I have used Lorac before. The shadows aren't super pigmented, but they're blendable and they're buildable and they're user-friendly. I would say Lorac is very beginner-friendly eyeshadow in the sense of like, if you're someone who's a little afraid of like dipping in and a ton of pigment and shadow is there and then you don't know what to do with it. That doesn't really happen with these. You really do build up slowly, but they're blendable. And that's not a bad thing. It just takes a little bit more time, and I just think it's probably better for a lot of people who aren't, people who are used to doing elaborate eyeshadow looks or using eyeshadow in general, or really colorful eyeshadow. This is, I think, a really great option. And for me, I just wanted something that was basic. Really, I just was like, I was looking for a new go-to basic. And so this is what I got this one for. So I threw it in the cart. I was like, okay, I'm happy. I feel good about that choice. Then I was like, I want to get some perfume because, yeah, I've been in perfume mode, guys. But yeah, I'm in perfume mode, guys, and I've purchased a lot of perfume in the last like 2 weeks. Not like huge bottles, but just like little, you know, travel sizes. And just spring tends to be when the time of year where I get really fragrance centric. I don't know why. A little bit in the fall too. Usually the transitional seasons is where I'm like, let's buy some fragrance. So that's what I've done. So I bought two of the, I want to say bought, because I didn't buy them, but I did buy them. Both of the Billie Eilish perfumes in travel size. So I got number 1 and number 2. I thought number 2, the one that she just came out with over, I want to say end of last year, was going to be the one that I was like obsessed with. And I do really like it. It's a bit darker, deeper, richer, very cologne-esque. It's got some sandalwood and amber and cedar and maybe a little vetiver, probably. But very deep and rich. This for me is something I would reach for in the fall and winter. No question. This is like a fall and winter fragrance, the Billie Eilish number 2. The Billie Eilish number 1, or the original, I wasn't sure I was gonna like, but I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get it, because then I have 2 of them, you know. I'm not buying them with like, not spending money really to buy them, and this is a good chance to try it. And when I first smelled it, I was like, it's okay. You know what it reminded me of? It reminds me of a beginner scent. It reminds me of a scent that when you're a teenage girl and you buy it, and it's like your first bottle of fragrance. It reminds me of vanilla musk. And I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember that scent, but they sold it at the drugstore, and that was my first bottle of perfume that I ever purchased myself. And it was my fragrance of choice was vanilla musk, and that is what this smells like. It has that sweet, rich vanilla scent. It's not like a light, cheap vanilla. It has a muskiness to it, like vanilla musk did, that gives it some body and some richness, but it's very much a vanilla centered scent. And I didn't think I was going to be loving it, but as you can see, look how much I'm used to this. I've been wearing this every day. I think the first time I sprayed it on, it made me so nostalgic for like that time in my life. Like I was like, oh my God, this reminds me of when I was like 14, 15, and I just bought my first perfume. It was vanilla musk. That's what this reminded me of. And it still does, but it's also just a really unoffensive scent. Like it's not offensive in any way. Like it's so middle of the road. It smells great. I'm not being disparaging when I say middle of the road. What I mean by that is there's nothing in it that is offensive. Like there's no like heavy patchouli scent or heavy, there's nothing offensive about it. It just smells good. If that makes, like, I feel like it's a good go-to work scent, which is why I've been using it. Like this is why this is so empty, is because when I get ready for work in the morning, I'm like, what am I going to put on? And I'm like, you know what? Let's just throw this on. It smells great. I'll smell great, but it won't be too much to be wearing in the office all day. It kind of is just a really good everyday scent. Sort of like, they don't smell anything alike, but when I say this, I mean it in the sense of like, sort of like Ellis Brooklyn West, where that scent is middle of the road. It's not offensive in any way. It smells good, but it doesn't have anything that kind of like jumps out at you too much. Everything is very sort of cohesive and middle of the road. That's how this is. And it works for this. Like it works. So if you're looking for something that's sweet leaning, but isn't too much, but also has some, I want to say this has a bit more maturity to it than like some of the other vanilla scents I've smelled that are on the market, or even the like celebrity fragrances, which they can be very, in my opinion, kind of childlike in their scent, very immature. It is vanilla, and vanilla for me, when I think of vanilla, I do think of like teenage girls wearing perfume, because that's sort of the go-to perfume scent for every young girl when she first starts wearing perfume. It's vanilla. It has that, but there's something directly beneath it that keeps it from feeling immature or cheap or childish, if that makes sense. All right, the other item I bought because I was so curious, and I'm one of those people where I will buy something just for science, and I'm like, I really need to know. I have the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Blush, and that product is much maligned. So many people dislike it. My relationship with it is hit or miss. It's love, hate. I don't hate it. It's more like love, confusion. Love, confusion. There are times when I apply it and I love it. And there are times when I apply it and I go, what the hell is this? But I still own it. I can't get rid of it. I love the color. And when I get it right, it's beautiful. And I feel like getting it right means applying it with a sponge or a brush. I find when I apply with my fingers, it doesn't apply as well. And so I was like, I really want to try the new Tinted Moisturizer Bronzer, but I don't want to buy it. I don't want to spend the money on it. So I added that to my little cart, and I got the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Bronzer in the shade Sunlight. I've only tried this once. I will swatch it on my hands for you guys so you can see. It's a little light, but I kind of like that because it is a moisturizer. So it has this like quality where it blends and blends and blends. And I feel like when you're using something like this, I would not use this on a day where I'm doing like a full beat. This is me just wanting a little flush of color to the points of my face for no makeup day. You know what I mean? And that's how I've worn this, and I've actually really liked it. So yeah, I got that. I'm glad I didn't spend $30 on it. You know what I mean? Like taking my, like using my PayPal account and pay $30. I'm glad I didn't do that. But I'm also glad that I got it for free. The final item I got are these nails. How cute are these? These are some Kiss nails. I wear press-on nails. You guys always are complimenting on my nails, and I'm always like, thanks guys. They're press-ons. I tend to buy from independent like people on Etsy who make their own like press-ons. But every now and then I'll buy some Kiss because their Kiss nails are like really good everyday like cheapy press-ons to throw on that are still cute. And I wanted some that were like cheapy press-ons that are still cute. So I got these, and these are super cute. They are like square, which is very in right now, and they have like little daisies on them, and then they're like French tip, and these are what I got. And I've used these twice. So I bought this haul like a while ago. Then shenanigans ensued in my life, and I didn't get a chance to like sit down and film. But this, what I love about the Kiss nails as well is that they give you about 24 nails, so you can get about two applications from them, because I can't really rewear Kiss nails. Once you take them off, they're kind of done. But I did these. I wore these the first time, and I had a set that I wore, and then I wore them again. So this is my second go around with these, and I love them. So yeah, that was my $128 Rewards Ulta haul. I'm happy with what I got. I didn't want to get a bunch of like little things. You know how like when you have rewards, sometimes you just want to get a bunch of stuff just to say you got a bunch of stuff. But I really didn't want to do that. I wanted to get things that I was actually thoughtfully thinking that I wanted to try. So the haul itself is not huge, but they're all high value items for me. So I feel good about that. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys are cashing in your Ulta rewards, but make sure that you are not cashing them in too soon. Let it ride, folks. Let it ride. You will be happier in the end, okay? Again, if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.